Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's time for your Twitter reactions. This is loads of fun. It's not, it's horrendous. Let's get stuck in. My info says backwards. Think I might have PTSD from all the backwards passing. Yeah, that wasn't great. It was the nature of the game, wasn't it? They set up very deep, very compact, and that's the problem is when you lack creative spark, it forced the players sometimes, and a lot of times it fell to Andy Robertson. And look, I've gone from saying I think we saw the limitations of Andy Robertson like 3 weeks ago, and saying I don't think he's ever going to be truly good enough for Liverpool. Then there's a few really good games and we cream our pants all over him, and then we play a game like this and you see the limitations of Andy Robertson again, and how many times the ball ends up, in fact it's a comment that's mentioned a bit later on, but how many times the ball ends up in the last 10 minutes Virgil van Dijk in the inside left midfield position, looking for him to be the creative spark. Nah, not going to work, is it? Raw FIFA 95 says, sorry, I'm seeing spots from the light, I can't read. It was like, we didn't expect them to play the way they did. I don't understand it. The next two Premier League games are vital now. Yeah, big opportunity for Liverpool to really kick on, to really set a marker down and let everyone know, look, we mean business. We said this, I thought City was that, but you've got to kick on from that. You've got to go, City is the new benchmark. And you're saying, right, okay, we're pushing on for second in the table, whereas once again this is another result that says Liverpool are going to be fighting for fourth rather than fighting higher up the league. Side Banstead, even if we could have managed to get an equaliser, it would have been unjust to do so. Poor result and performance. Yeah, but then again, I suppose look at the results. Look at the Burnley one as an example of it. You know, you nick a last-minute injury time goal to win that game. That's called it's title-winning form, isn't it? When you snatch points from the jaws of nothing, and that, you know, getting a draw away at the bottom team in the Premier League wouldn't have been a good result for Liverpool. Let's not try and dress that up in any way, shape, or form. It still would have been a wanky result, but it would have felt a damn sight better, and you'd have been able to keep the unbeaten run going and the feel-good factor. As it is, that's gone out the window, and Liverpool are going to have to start again fresh from Saturday, basically. Andy Arteta, genuinely, maybe this will put pressure into making at least one signing. Not in the mood to be fatalistic. On to the next one. Yeah, I've done my match reaction, said very similar. I think that Liverpool could have just done with one more top quality player there. And here's the thing, I was looking at the subs benches of the top teams around the Premier League yesterday, and you know, I think we were blessed with a phenomenal amount of quality prior to Coutinho going, and I still think we've largely got that quality. The problem is that I turned to Chris on 60 minutes and said, what you do here? You know, all of our best players are on the pitch now. Obviously Lallana wasn't, so Lallana come on, and that was a good substitution to freshen things up, and I thought he helped things. But I agree, Liverpool could really do with just one more guy for that front three, just for a bit of spice, just to kick things up a notch. Because Danny Ings, with all the will in the world, I thought he looked bright when he came on, but really. Brian B, typical old LFC, beat the team at the top of the table and lose the team at the bottom of the league. We go again. Yep, absolutely. A little note from Emma Sanders. The lovely Emma Sanders is going to be hosting the final word show on the redmentv.com tomorrow in our absence. We're down in London, so we're not going to be able to make it. But if you're bored of hearing us talk about Liverpool, Emma's amazing. Emma's hosting the show, so if you want another reason to go to the redmentv.com and sign up, she'll be doing a far more professional job than I could ever do on that, so do it right now. David Noonan. Van Dijk and Matip are most creative players, for fuck's sake. Yeah, exactly. And that's the way they set up, and that's you know, for as much as we talked about setting traps for Man City and all these great bits of tactical work that we did, Swansea did exactly the same thing to us. They dictated which of our players should have the ball, and it left us having to play in very tight spaces and play very intricate football, and that's not sustainable. You need to be absolutely perfect for things like that, or you need to get moments of luck or deflections, and we had neither of them today. I mean, look, typified by that chance right at the end of the game that it's the post. That should just go in, and then you go, we kind of dodged the bullet there, we got away with it. But you know, it just literally wasn't happening for Liverpool. And as I said, the creative spark, it fell so many times to Matip, to Van Dijk, to Andy Robertson, to Joe Gomez, to be difference makers. And here's the thing, like, you know, look, Van Dijk didn't have a great game today. Inevitably he will become better and better. I think his partnership will get better with Matip. I think Andy Robertson still got room to improve, and absolutely Joe Gomez as well. But this is again at the limits of our squad, particularly with the fullbacks. We've got a 21-year-old, 22-year-old centre-half still playing at fullback, and we've got Andy Robertson, who again has been great in recent weeks. when you need someone who's in a battle, he's in a fight, he's got to do his defensive jobs, and the attacking thing's a bonus. When we have to go and take the game to teams, I think that's where we see the limitations of an Emre Can as well, like we did today. Sound and that's perfect. Actually, Mark Ferguson's Chan was dog shit yet again, has been for the past 3 games, which I disagree with, by the way. Honestly, we'll be glad to see the back of him, not just saying this because of this game. No, maybe not, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree. I think Emre Can's been really good in recent weeks, if I'm perfectly honest. Played a lot of football in the absence of Jordan Henderson, but this is not Emre Can's game. This is not the game for him. This is not the type of game that he performs well in. He actually looked good in the last couple of minutes where it got a bit ragged and needed to be physical and needed to battle a bit more. That's Emre's game. When he's given the ball and has to win a football match for you, he doesn't possess that little extra bit of spark, that little bit of passing range or creativity to make it happen, unfortunately. And you know what? He tried the overhead kick. He went for a left-footed, I think, overhead kick and made a total hash of it. So unfortunately, lightning doesn't strike twice for Emre Can. Tal Randall, £142 million. Honestly, mate, I can see 3 of the words in each tweet. £102 million, 42 million in the bank. And we look to the bench, you see Danny Ings coming on. No offence to Ings, but he won't win Liverpool games, and Klopp has to spend. Simple as that. Sickening FSG out. Well, it was inevitable that those shouts would come back out, wouldn't they? I disagree, but then again, you know, people are entitled to opinions. When you're right, that money is sat there. We're told. Chris Bascom spoke to Chris. There's a special podcast on the website at the moment, really interesting stuff. If you want to get a journal's view on Liverpool's transfer stuff, and you know, Chris Bascom talks about Liverpool's, but he said that money's there to be spent, and I get. You know, like we saw with the centre-half, we could have gone out and bought a centre-half, but we waited because we wanted our first choice target. I would contend that there's probably one or two players I think who could improve Liverpool, who we'd be able to get without having to go stupid on the budget, without jeopardising what we're looking to do in the summer. And I feel that we need it. And yeah, again, Danny Ings, until he scores goals, until he does change games for us at the end of them, we are absolutely right to question that. Absolutely. LFC. It's genuine. I'm so glad to be done with this. Watching Liverpool's inconsistency is genuinely painful. Beating City and then losing to Swansea couldn't be any more typical Liverpool. Again, mention this on my match reaction. That's what Liverpool need to stop doing. We need to get this out of fans' head that this is typical Liverpool. What we 18 unbeaten before this? You know, we've started to turn the corner. We've started to see less and less of this. We've started to win games, but you know what? Liverpool need to get back on the horse, get back on it quick and win football matches. Listen, for me and my gone eyesight, drop a like on this video, please. That would be nice. And subscribe to the Redmen TV YouTube channel. Cheers.